A super fun civ that is often forgotten today, we're going to be talking about the colonizer supreme, Dido of Phoenicia. We'll go over my preferred strategy when playing as Dido and how she ranks for each different victory type, as well as giving her a final overall ranking for the civ as a whole. Just quickly, in advance, before I start the episode, if you like this or this series, please leave me a like. I'm still working on my 1K subscriber goal. I'm gaining a few subscribers every day with all of your support. Likes really help me get through the algorithm, and it helps my videos get seen by more people, which might mean more subscriptions, which means more videos on this channel. So Dido is a very fun civ that is surprisingly strong, and I feel like a lot of people don't consider Phoenicia a top tier civ, but all their bonuses really combine together to make you better at things you already want to do. Phoenicia's civ ability, Mediterranean Colonies, starts you off with writing tech boosted, and make sure that coastal cities founded on the same continent as your capital have full loyalty. Now this doesn't seem very good, but actually it is. Boosting writing from turn 1 helps you get your campuses early, but more importantly, it helps you get better Eurekas from the tribal huts and barb camps. Writing is an easy tech to boost, so getting a better boost like astrology can be pretty strong. Not only that, if you start isolated, you get writing boosted, which is impossible to do if you're isolated. Now let's talk about that loyalty. First, this allows you to be safe from forward settles from the AI. Sometimes the AI will aggressively settle towards you and they get growth bonuses, so loyalty really starts to hurt. But secondly, and more importantly, it allows you to aggressively settle coastal cities around the AI. This is great because as long as you keep your unique unit or archers near these new cities, you really shouldn't be losing them. Try placing 1 or 2 cities in places where you wouldn't normally put them due to loyalty and see how much it changes how you play the game. It makes you a lot more aggressive and it makes the AI slow down because they're losing good city locations. Finally, you completely negate Eleanor's ability. She can't flip your city if you have 100% loyalty pressure. You just completely negate one of the AIs, so that's pretty great even though it's situational. Your settlers also receive more movement and sight while they're embarked, and this can be pretty useful to avoid barbs in the mid game, but it's nothing to really write home about, so I don't think about it very much. Let's talk about Dido's ability, founder of Carthage. Cities with a Kothon, your half-cost harbor unique district, can become your new capital city when you complete a project within that city. You get extra trade routes per government plaza and the buildings that you build in the government plaza, and your city with the government plaza gets a plus 50% reduction on district costs. I don't have to explain why trade routes and district production are useful. Let's talk about the Move Capital project. Later in the game, once you've set up a huge empire with your settlers on your spawn continent, you can start settling islands in different continents. You can fix all the loyalty issues on that new continent by putting your capital there. Then you plug in the extra gold growth and production for cities on a different continent card that you get, I think, with the tier 2 Merchant Republic government, somewhere around there, and you just skyrocket those already good, developed, built early game cities into the stratosphere, helping you get off a science victory pretty easily. Your Kothon is a unique harbor, which is a fantastic district. I love harbors, I love coastal cities, I love seeing the yields from seaports and everything. And they give you 50% production towards settlers in your city. If you stack this in your capital with Magnus to prevent population loss, the Ancestral Hall for an extra 50% production, and colonization for 50% production, and you're producing settlers at 150% speed with no population cost. So settle all the coast on your continent and then settle the inland parts later. Then you start settling a different continent, you move your capital over, and then you just keep settling that continent. Phoenicia finally gets the Byreme, which is a super strong naval unit. It protects your naval coastal trade routes, but it really won't come into play after the early game, and the AI doesn't found that many coastal cities, so it's not super useful. Phoenicia is meant to settle the world. You play a colonization game that other civs can't even come close to. Settle all the coast you can in your starting continent. Hopefully you have a pretty large continent. You build Kothons in every city because they're super strong. You're going to be swimming in gold. Your capital really shouldn't be building anything but settlers once you have Magnus and the Ancestral Hall in place. But don't wait until both of those things line up to start settling. You should settle before that. Send 2 or 3 aggressively to aggressively settle near a neighbor and maybe take 1 or 2 cities from them. Although the cities that you take won't get the 100% loyalty bonus, it specifically has to be founded by Phoenicia. And once you have filled in your continent, you look for a different continent to settle. You build a Kothon, you buy a builder, and you chop out the capital project. Settle as many coastal cities as you can there while econing up on the original continent. Phoenicia is a civ that I personally prefer going into a Dark Age with. I don't do the Dark Age strategy with very many civs, but Phoenicia is the top of my list. This is a super powerful strategy. You hold off on your Kothons and Biremes until you hit a Dark Age in the classical era. You don't have to fear for loyalty, which is always the biggest problem with Dark Ages. You build your unique districts, you build your unique unit, you slingshot yourself into a medieval era heroic age and get monumentality and free inquiry, which gives you science equal to your harbor adjacency, cheaper settlers, faster builders, cheaper builders. Watch your science boom as you keep sending out settlers to fill in all the spaces on the map. With Phoenicia, I find it is super easy to get somewhere between 11 to 13 cities by turn 100, which is the internet's benchmark for having a good game, but I don't find that to be like the actual benchmark. If you can get 10 cities by turn 100, you've won the game, right? So very easy for her to do that. Once your capital has been building all of its settlers, you have cheaper districts in that city to help you catch back up because you probably built your government plaza in your capital, right? So that's why they gave you the 50% district production cost, so that you can settle, and then catch up as quickly as you can. Dido is fantastic in my opinion for a science game. If you can keep getting a golden age for free inquiry, you're going to get a lot of extra science because you're going to have lots of reefs and various things giving you high adjacency to your campuses and to your harbors, and the free inquiry bonus to your harbor will really skyrocket you through the science. Mountain ranges also often spawn 1 or 2 tiles away from the coast, so harbors are going to provide you with food and production, and the 50% district cost reduction in your government plaza city helps you get your spaceport because that's probably your original capital and you have a lot of production there. So 8 out of 10 for science. If she had bonuses to campuses or science yields, then she would be an unstoppable science civ, but all the bonuses she has is towards settling cities, and that just helps in science games. You're also really good at domination. You have so much gold, you can buy units really quickly, as well as being able to forward settle to get those units to the front line really quickly. You forward settle, buy all your units out of that city, and then attack. If you're on a map with a lot of water, you will have undisputed control of great admirals, helping you take more coastal cities with your navy. So 8 out of 10 again for domination. Diplomacy is also kind of a decent choice. You get lots of gold, and you tend to be near other civs because you've settled, so you're going to be in range for military emergencies and natural disasters. You don't really get the production towards Diplo Wonders, but the Statue of Liberty can be built in really good coastal cities, so I'll give her a 6 out of 10 for diplomacy. Culture and religion are where Dido falls off. It's not impossible, and both of these victory types tend to do better the more land that you have, but you get no direct bonuses towards culture, tourism, or founding a religion. You just tend to settle more, which leads to more theater squares, more national parks, and holy sites. And I just got done saying that all these bonuses help with the science victory, but I feel that it helps with the culture and religious victory less, so I'm only giving her 5 out of 10 for both of these. Overall, Dido is an A tier civ. She's not A plus or S tier, she's not broken, she just has a very focused set of bonuses that allow you to city spam. And everything in Civ 6 is tied to the number of cities that you have. The city state bonuses is 1 per city or more per city depending on the level of envoys you have. District yields are tied to the amount of cities that you have. In Civ 5, things are tied towards population of cities. And in Civ 6, you get percentage based off population and you get direct yields from numbers of cities. So city spam is the strongest playstyle in the game, and all civs are attempting to do it. Dido just does it better than most. If you haven't played a Carthage game, load one up, give it a shot, and you'll be super surprised at how fun it can be, especially if you love harbor yields as much as I do. Thank you everyone for watching, and be sure to comment your opinions of Phoenicia down below. Next episode, we'll be back reviewing Eleanor in a double episode once again. This has been STG Sheep, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.